Guys, we are going to talk something pretty interesting today and pretty controversial in language learning process. This thing is about why going to a foreign country doesn't guarantee your success in mastering a foreign language. So, I guess we have heard a lot from our parents that we have to go to a certain country to learn a foreign language. Most of us go to China to learn Chinese language because I don't know, that's just how our parents want us to be like. They want us to learn Chinese. They want us to master Chinese because indeed it's true that Chinese language has been pretty important these days, like business, for working. I guess it's also important right now. But that's what they want from us. They want us to learn Chinese. Then not all of us have the same passion in language learning. Not all of us have the same motive to learn foreign language. Most of us fail to master Chinese language. Or in my case, most of my friends maybe they fail in learning Chinese language and mastering the language. So the reason why they want us to go to foreign country is because they want us to get the maximum exposure of the language itself. They want us to speak the language every day. They want us to hear the language every day. And that is also the biggest reason why we fail in learning foreign language in the country itself. The reason is because we hide from the exposure itself. I can say things about this because I happen to know lots of people, lots of friends who have experienced the same things like this. And then I also happen to know lots of foreigners who have been living in Jakarta for the last 3 to 5 years, and then someone who have been living here like for the last 20 years, but they still speak a very bad Indonesian. So what makes the unsuccessful one and the successful one difference then? So actually the difference is only in the exposure to the language itself. Some of us get lots of exposure to the language, some of us get less exposure to the language. That makes us different. And why some of us get lots of exposure to language and why some of us get less exposure to the language? So the very first reason is our own motive, our own passion to the language, our own determination to learn the language itself. If we have lots of determination, we have a huge passion to the language, we will get the maximum exposure to the language itself because we want to know about the culture, we want to know everything about the language, from the culture, the people, the foods, I guess, everything. You want to know everything about the language. So actually, the key is to have the passion, the determination to the language, and the love to the language itself. So before you go, make sure you have that kind of stuff before you set your foot on the foreign soil and to learn their language. Actually, another thing, if you want to have fun, it's okay to have fun, but make sure while you're having fun, you have the exposure to the language itself. So the second reason is our own fellow countrymen. Why but our own fellow people in the foreign soil? Don't stone me because you hear this, because in my opinion, it becomes a huge obstacle for us to learn foreign language unless you spend your time 5 to 6 years there learning their language in a real university, spending a bachelor degree. I guess that's the only way if you want to spend your time with your country fellow men while learning foreign language. But if you only have 1 year or 2 years maximum to learn foreign language and you spend lots of time, most of your time with your own fellow countrymen, I think it's wasteful of time because the main reason why you come to that foreign soil is to learn foreign language. If you spend your time with your own fellow country people, isn't it the same with in your own home country? Okay, forgive me for saying this thing. So the last reason is our own mental blocks. Why I call it the mental blocks? Because it blocks our progress to master the language. So why? All of us have a certain thought about things, all of us have a certain opinion about things, and then most of us think that we need to spend lots of times before you speak with a native speaker. For instance, you think that you need to spend a whole year learning through drills before you try to speak with the native speakers, to have a real conversation with them. But if you only have 1 year to learn the language in the foreign country, and you think that then when you have the chance to speak with them, it's only having conversations best actually if you make mistakes, because from mistakes you can learn from it. And then don't expect to have a perfect conversation because you are having a conversation. You're not giving a lecture in front of students which expect you to have a good language skill. You are having just a simple conversation, isn't it? So throw away your fear and speak with them. So let's recap first then. Why we fail in learning a foreign language, why we fail in mastering a foreign language in the country where it is spoken. Because we get less exposure to the language and it makes us. So, the first reason, no determination and no passion to the language and no love to the language. That's the main reason. And then the second reason is because of our own country people. It's not our own country people, it's not their fault, it's our fault towards them. It's because we keep on spending our times with them instead of talking with the native speaker and exposing ourselves to the language. And if my friends watch this, I guess they will be very furious now, because I made mistakes that I spent lots of time with Indonesian, I guess, in my last semester in China instead of speaking with the native speakers. Yeah, so I guess my friends will be very furious to watch this. And the last reason is because our own mental blocks. So destroy all those mental blocks and you'll find that you will have a swift language learning progress. So when you are in foreign country, make sure that you get lots of exposure to the language if you want to be a successful language learner. Okay, and then the other thing is that next week, I guess, from 17th of April to 30th of April 2016, so you'll have the chance to learn Chinese, Korean or English for free, or Indonesian maybe. For if you are foreigner in Indonesia, in Jakarta, you can try to learn Indonesian with us. We have online and offline language platform you can try. It'll be fun. So we'll see you there then. The Hitra out.